Welcome to the Essential 9. This is part of our wellness series that we are presenting, and we hope that you have a lot to gain from this, whether it's for your own health or whether it is the health of your friends, your families, your patients, your customers. My name is Sarah Tugender. I live right outside of Boston, Massachusetts, and my family has been using these products for about 16 years. And I'm really honored to be able to come to you to talk about the essentials. My good friend, clinical director for nutraMetrix, Dr. Deidre Mason, always says that when it comes to essentials, if your body can't make it, you have to take it. So that's going to be a common theme that I talk about throughout this presentation, but we want to really simplify it. So let's just start by saying that these statements in this presentation have not been evaluated by the FDA. The products or ingredients discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. I don't personally have any background in healthcare. I don't have a degree. I don't even have a certification. I just have really love for health. And I know for me and my family that I really want to not just add years to our life, but add life to our years. That's something that my father talks about, who's both dual certified in obstetrics and gynecology and lifestyle medicine. He says we don't just want to, live and slowly get more and more decrepit. We really want to live a life where we can live, and then one day just die. That's the natural cycle, right? Death and taxes, something we can always count on. But this is about being able to, live vibrantly. And that's what I hope that you can learn here today. But who is this for? Who are these Essential 9 for, right? Because we're all coming here, different ages, different backgrounds, different places from all over the world. But let's talk about some common complaints that I know I hear and that we just hear across the country. And one of them is, that energy. Do you feel like it's sometimes hard to wake up? You're like hitting the snooze button again and again. Or by 2 o'clock, you're like, I need a nap. Now I know as a mom of 3, that's for sure. But I know that I'm the one who's waking up and still feeding the baby. But let's talk about like my husband too. Sure, he's also getting woken up, but has a little bit less physical demands on him. But if that's the case, whether female or male, this is going to be a problem. So I want to talk to you today about that. I want to talk about your focus. Do you say things like, I just have squirrel syndrome, or, so many things are racing through my head? How about our vision? It's not helpful to stare at a computer screen all day long. And so is this something that is concern to you? Sleep issues, we kind of talked about that with compromised energy, joint discomfort, musculoskeletal complaints. A lot of people, they think that, true health is the absence of disease. You haven't been diagnosed with anything, so you are healthy. But that's not the case. It really is just a myriad of suboptimal complaints. It can be, something like people saying, I have fatigue. I got a little pooch in my tummy, or that man bod, dad bod. Now, you could just not be able to perform at the same level that you used to in physical performance or unwanted body fat. And after this presentation, it just shouldn't be an excuse to say, it runs in my family, or I'm just getting older, or it was one of those days. No more. We're going to have a conversation about that because it might just be that you're missing some of the essentials. I promise you it's not your fault. You need a simple solution, right? We want to live a long, healthy life. I talked about that already. And you want something that's simple, streamlined, and personal just for you. I'm going to give you lots of options, but I'm still going to go over those Essential 9. We're going to believe here today that lifestyle choices play a greater role than genetics in your health and how long you live. You can't say that my mom had this, my dad had this, it was my auntie's fault, my great-grandmother on my dad's side. Nope, guys, that's not the way genetics work. Sure, yeah, we're going to know that genetics is going to play a role, and that's going to load the gun, as they say, but it's lifestyle that's actually going to pull the trigger. You have way more control than you think you do. So if you want to prevent rather than get treated, there is some truth to that age-old adage, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I just love the way that, our creator, whatever you believe in, made fruits and vegetables and everything food-wise in its natural, perfect form, right? With the perfect amount of supplements for us, those vitamins, those minerals. That's what food is, and it's packaged so conveniently, right? That was, the first ever fast food was really our fruits and our vegetables that we could just pick and eat. Unfortunately, we kind of messed that up. We over-farmed. We polluted our soil. We polluted our vitamins. Just not the same as it used to be. And so we can't just say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, because we now need to, supplement above and beyond just our apples. That's the case here. So when we talk about my essential 9, what group am I talking about? So we can look up here in the right-hand corner where we're talking about, ages 35 to 55. This is when, our life starts to become a little bit more suboptimal just because of natural aging, because our hormones stop producing at the same levels that they did in our late teens and early 20s. Because, yeah, sure, gravity is taking its toll, because we have some more physical demands on our bodies as well as emotional and mental demands. Those bills, that job, responsibility. We were working on the lawn the other day, and I said to my husband, I said, I think this is one of the most adult things I've ever done. He's like, and having 3 kids was not the most adult thing you've ever done, Sarah? And I was like, no, at this point, it really feels like, here I am, and I'm an adult. I am just right here on the cusp of this age category myself. And so when we're going to go through the essential 9, I want you to just see, take check after each one that we go through and say, where are you right now? Is this something that you are taking? Is this something that you're interested in taking? Is this something that you want to learn more about? And if you're following along and you have access to our worksheet that we have that accompanies this presentation, that's a great place to be able to take notes, to check some boxes. You might be someone, and I'll talk to you during this presentation, that you don't take any of these things on this list. I'll tell you, the couple things that I think are really, places to start. I don't want you to get overwhelmed. I always say that the most expensive supplements and nutraceuticals are the ones that you never take, the ones that just sit there on the shelf, never get opened, never get used. So we want to be able to find things that are in a form, a delivery system, in a regimen that's convenient for you that you're actually going to use. All right, so we'll go through these 9 different categories and wrap it up. So the first one is going to be in the category of omegas. Again, our omega-3s. We don't make omega-3s. Yet we really need omega-3s for a myriad of reasons. Whether we're talking about relief from temporary inflammation with the normal aging process. If we're talking about blood flow, we need blood flow for everything, trust me. Being able to maintain healthy levels of C-reactive protein. That's that inflammation marker. So your doctor might pull your C-reactive protein levels. That's going to show how, your level of inflammation within your body. What I really love about the heart health omega-3s is its purity, is the fact that it's independently tested for mercury, lead, heavy metals, PCB. I also really appreciate the amount. So what you really need for it to have that heart health label, because that's really important too, with heart diseases still the #1 killer in this country. You really want something that's going to be able to, support that. And so 1.5 grams. I'm going to tell you, if you have an omega at home, go ahead and flip over the back and you tell me how much is in there. Is there, that 1.5 grams of omega-3s? Or would you have to take quadruple the amount of pills that are listed as the recommended amount to be able to get that heart healthy level? Ratios are also really important, with the EPA being 900 and the DHA being 600. So that's what we really want to be able to see, is that 1.5 to 1 ratio is going to be extremely important when you're looking at that. Otherwise, the ratios will be off. And we need our omega-3s, because in the standard American diet, we have to combat those omega-6s, which really cause a lot of unwanted inflammation within the body. So we want to have that healthy ratio. We don't make it. You have to take it. People will ask too, is a plant source? Like, I don't know about the fish. And I'm concerned about the mercury levels, which is a concern with most other omega-3s. I'm going to go back to that in a second, why I really like this one. But people will say is a plant source of omega-3s. The problem is in the studies that they found, our bodies don't convert them into a usable omega-3 form. It's a little bit of a lower amount when you actually go ahead and test it within the body. So still a fish source is best. One thing that I know too is about regulations around the world. And there's countries like Canada and the UK that even have stricter regulations than the United States. And this omega-3 actually passes the test in Canada and in the UK. The purification and standardization of this product is really phenomenal. And look at all the things it helps. That's why this is one of my favorites. I'm gonna point out 3 things that I really think that you should have no matter what. Omega-3s is one of my favorite. Whoops, I'm going ahead here. The second thing that's going to be really important is to take an antioxidant. An antioxidant is something that's going to combat free radicals. Again, we're going to go on that theme, the anti-inflammatory activity, promoting joint health, healthy circulation, joint flexibility. When we talk about antioxidants and we think about if you have an iron gate out by your house, right? And when it gets just exposed to the elements, when it gets exposed to its normal aging process, what happens to it? Yeah, it goes ahead and it'll rust. It'll start to rust. And that's basically what happens in our body. I'm oversimplifying. I know you biochemists out there are saying, it's a little more complicated than that, Sarah. But, let's think about this. Even if we sliced an apple, and I make my famous apple crisp, what do I do with those apples? Well, I put an antioxidant on top of them. I'm going to squirt a little bit of lemon juice, and that's going to, prevent them from oxidizing, from turning brown. That free radical damage is combated with an antioxidant. Well, this particular antioxidant, there's 3 types of antioxidants in there that are some of the most potent and powerful in the world. The first one, you guys know, red wine extract. Now, you can't just drink, your bottles of red wine that you get at the liquor store. You would have to drink so many that it would be detrimental to your health and your sanity if you did so. So it's much better to take it in a supplement form, a lot less baggage right there. So it's going to be your red wine extract, grapeseed extract, and the third most potent antioxidant in OPC3 is pycnogenol, which is a brand name of pine bark extract. All right, I always tell people, have you guys ever gone on vacation and you've run just to like the local supermarket to grab some paper towels for your Airbnb and you're like, I'm on vacation. I'd rather spend money on other things. I'm just going to buy like the, dollar store type paper towels. And you take them back and you might as well have set a dollar bill on fire. Like those paper towels are not working and you missed your brand names, whatever it is that, your favorite paper towel brand. And I've made that mistake before. My grandma's always like, nope, Sarah, you gotta buy the brand name paper towels. Supplements work in the same way. When we're talking about supplements and we're talking about purity, we're talking about an efficacious amount, a concentration of those nutrients that has been studied to actually work. You're going to want to look for the brand name when it comes to supplementation. And so pine bark extract, this isn't just generic dollar store paper towel version of pine bark extract. This is actually pycnogenol, which comes from the southwest of France. It's one of the most researched ingredients in the natural marketplace. And it is an antioxidant, which is going to help with the endothelial nitric oxide. That's a mouthful, but I promise you that's with, the whole blood flow. That's what we're really looking for. Also the dilation of blood vessels all around from head to toe. Now, I really like, again, in the first bullet point, a powerful antioxidant and selectively binds to collagen and elastin. collagen. This sounds really great when we're supporting either a healthy complexion, when we're supporting skin elasticity, or even when we're talking about our joint support. So many things that this antioxidant does. It's a real big bang for your buck kind of antioxidant. Let's avoid the sugar. I know that maybe your grandma just said, let's just have a little bit of orange juice with breakfast. But I'm telling you, this right here is going to be a much better investment in your health without all that added sugar of orange juice, right? Without all that added baggage of all those glasses of wine. So Isotonics OPC3. Now, when we look at a multivitamin, when we look at a vitamin source, I love the Daily Essentials. I love the Daily Essentials because it has the multivitamin right in there. And you can see, compared to our OPC3, which was in a bottle where you have to actually measure it out with the cap, this right here is in a convenient little sachet pack. Just going to rip it open, mix it with 8 ounces of water, and then add any of the other essentials that we're talking about throughout this presentation. You're going to get 1 dose of OPC3, which really, if you read the studies, it's typically 1 dose per 75 pounds of body weight. So most people need at least 2 doses of OPC3 to be able to have it be at the levels that are going to work for the adult body. I'm going to talk later about B complex and why I love that in there. And a calcium is just really the added bonus in there. You can see that there is a savings. It's all bundled together. And so thrown in a calcium, which is really great to support healthy bones. We are going to look at a multivitamin. This is 100% or more of the recommended daily value of the things your body doesn't make, the essential vitamins and minerals, which is going to support a healthy immune system, strong immune system, and any of these dietary deficiencies. Do we all just get so busy sometimes where it's like, geez, it's, noon. I don't even know what I've put in my mouth so far. I think I just grabbed, my daughter's half a bagel as we were running out the door. I don't know if anything had any color that I've been putting into my face so far. I haven't, had everything that I needed, all the colors of the rainbow. That's why I really think a multivitamin is one of the best dietary insurance policies that you can do for your health. CoQ10. CoQ10 is one of those. So this is going to come in a little fat soluble pill. This right here, it diminishes with age, especially after the age of 35. It's essential for the production of energy in every single cell of the human body. And it's in the membranes of the cell's mitochondria. The mitochondria, I don't know if you remember this from high school, chemistry class or biology class, but the mitochondria is the powerhouse. That's the power generator of your cell. And so it's really important if you're, feeling like this might be a problem for you, or if you're in this 35 to 55 age range and you haven't yet added CoQ10 to your supplement regimen, go ahead and give it a try. It's going to be a really powerful antioxidant that's going to protect the cardiovascular system specifically. So this is a nice one to be able to add. This particular one is in a fat-soluble soft gel. So you can see some of our products we're talking about are in an isotonic form, which is powders and crystals that you mix with water and you drink on an empty stomach for optimal absorption. And other things like a CoQ10 is actually best absorbed when it's absorbed in a fat suspension in the soft gel. All right, so I really love omega-3s, a multivitamin, or those daily essential packets. And my number 3 is going to be vitamin D with K2. So from this conversation, if there were only 3 of the 9 that I'd have you prioritize, vitamin D would be my 3rd pick. Specifically with K2. K2 is going to be the one that's going to help push it into the bones. Look at this. Women with low bone density have been found to be deficient in vitamin K. That marriage of the vitamin D with the K2 is really important when it comes to healthy bones. I'm telling you, the studies just keep on coming out about the benefits of vitamin D, supporting immune health, maintaining cardiovascular health. This is an important one. So if you're taking your daily essentials, you can just go ahead and add that extra capful. This is actually going to give you 5,000 1,000 international units of vitamin D, which is going to get your levels where they need to be. This is not one of them that's part of the Essential 9, but what I wanted to show you was that if you wanted to take your multivitamin, if you wanted to take your CoQ10, and you wanted to take your vitamin 3, and you wanted to combine those 3 products into one, I would say right here to go ahead and look at the anti-aging packets. That it will streamline your routine. It's again those convenient sachet packets. You just rip it open and mix it with 8 ounces of water. Has 60 milligrams of CoQ10, actually 56 units of vitamin D3, and it also is going to have, you know, a strong antioxidant defense there, and it's going to have some really great vitamins and minerals all mixed in. So this is a dynamic blend for you, and it's just really convenient as well. So that's going to take out all those products and just put them right into one. Now, we talked about B vitamins when we talked about our daily essential packets, that they're in there. But there's a lot of things that go ahead and will, you know, either blunt the optimal utilization of select B vitamins, whether it's pharmaceuticals, whether it's stress, whether it's even, you know, your morning cup of coffee. And so some people really enjoy taking B vitamins even a few times throughout the day. So you can see here when you're mixing 1 capful with the 2 ounces of water in this over cap, as they show here in the picture, you know, you can go ahead and take an extra shot. I like to have this on hand when I feel like I need that increase in energy and fuel for optimal energy production. You know, when I'm feeling like I want to be able to maintain a healthy level of serotonin, which is that happy hormone, decreasing stress, improving mood. So this is great because all the B vitamins in here are in the activated form. That just means that they're highly absorbable, your body is more able to utilize them within the cells. All right, coming in here, we are going to talk about fiber. They don't call it the SAD diet for nothing, the standard American diet. When you look at the standard American diet, and if you did an audit of your own diet, do you get in enough fiber? Maybe this is one you have on hand when those days are just a little bit busier and you know you're not getting in all those servings of fruits and vegetables every single day, which, you know, that's the only place you can find fiber. And so this is going to be great to help maintain normal cholesterol levels, maintain normal blood glucose levels. It's sweet. I love the taste of it. I think it's absolutely delicious. Ask people, they all have little different concoctions and ways they like to drink their fiber powder. But this is going to help maintain balanced bowels. Some people think that they're just going to do it when they're on a detox program. Not the case. This is something that can and should be used daily. And it's going to provide both pre and probiotics right here in this product. I take my fiber powder daily. This was one of them when I went through the first time the Essential 9 and went and audited my own, you know, Essential 9 and what I was taking for my own health. I hadn't quite added the fiber powder. And I said, you know what, let me just give it a try. Now, let's give it 30 days and see if I notice some differences. And I did. I absolutely did. And so with all of these, you know, just taking and saying, is this something that's going to be sustainable for my lifestyle? I have to say too, it got in that extra glass of water for me in the morning as well, which is always an added benefit. And we brought up here pre and probiotics. Probiotics is listed here as one of our Essential 9. The thing about most probiotics is it's a unstable. It's really unstable on the shelf for most companies, except this particular Probiotics 10 utilizes BioTrack and LiveBack technology, 2 types of technology. The LiveBack is going to help keep it shelf stable, which means by the time you get your product, it gets to you, you know that those little probiotic strains that are in there are going to be shelf stable. They're going to still be able to, you know, work effectively by the time you take the product. The other thing is you want a product that doesn't just help part of the digestive system. You want this to be sprinkled all throughout the digestive tract. So BioTrack is that slow release that allows it to stay alive and get distributed evenly throughout the entire digestive tract there. So, you can see here, are you noticing a trend where a lot of these products are supporting a normal immune system? That's just a really great, side effect benefit, as well as bowel regularity, stomach comfort, having that beneficial bacteria for a healthy digestion. And ladies, we love when we can put a skincare claim in with these products. This is one, I say all of them. This one I added years and years ago, but I did notice a difference. And I wish someone had talked to me about this even earlier in my early 20s. And I know this presentation is more geared for the 35 to 55-year-old, but it was one thing, if I could go back in time and talk to a younger Sarah about some things that are more essential, probiotics would have been one of them. And this is the last one in our Essential 9, which is our isotonics magnesium. Magnesium, something that we need for every single cell, something that we need for our cells to be able to help regulate some important hormones, including things like serotonin, that happy hormone. These things are going to help with supporting, that magnesium is going to help with supporting a healthy sleep quality. It's going to help with head comfort, muscle health, cognitive health, bone health. You do not make magnesium. Magnesium is a mineral. It's actually kind of hard to obtain from diet alone. So many people don't even know that they are magnesium deficient. And so to help the body maintain even just a sufficient or proper level of magnesium and combating magnesium deficiency. This is something you didn't see on any other slide, where we're talking about a deficiency. This is a huge problem right now for a lot of people. And so, have a conversation, with your maybe health provider, have a conversation with yourself and say, are there some of these things that are a concern? Could I add magnesium? It might be the difference maker for you. That might be the one thing that's going to go ahead and, help you just feel a little bit more well, a little bit happier, a little bit healthier, a little bit more well-rested. Have your brain fire a little bit faster. That's one that I would definitely look towards. So I hope that this has been informative with the Essential 9. I hope that you share this presentation with some friends and that you take a little closer look at the things that you're taking every single day that might really make a difference for you and your health.